this is Katie Hunter from MMA UK. I'm here with Reece McEwan. Reece is making his pro debut at Evolution of Combat. Thank you so much for doing the interview.
No, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Do you have a nickname, Reece?
No, I just go by my name. Was it? Yeah, no, not a fight name anyway.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I was interviewing Fee from Grip House before you, and I was trying to get some dirt on you, but she just said you were the housewife's favourite, so maybe that should be your fight name.
Yeah, that's not very intimidating though. I'm fighting the housewife's favourite.
She said sometimes Granny's favourite as well.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That it's not really a fight name, but see that I was given that nickname that name 4 or 5 years ago, and see lately it's been sticking. People have been calling me off the bat, and I'm like, I thought that nickname went away. But,
well, that's who you're always going to be to me now.
Yeah, housewife's favourite. That's 1 minute into the video. That's the impression I've made. Thanks, Fee.
Have you got any dirt that you can give me back on her?
No, not at all. I've got nothing bad to say about Fee.
See, a gentleman. That's why he's the housewife's favourite, everyone.
Yeah.
So, Reece, let's talk about you.
If I did say something bad, she would just barter me. So you're kind of stuck in a. Not that I have anything bad to say, but you can't say anything bad about somebody who can beat you up.
This is true. Let's talk about your amateur career, because obviously this is going to be your pro debut. You've got a great amateur career, 8-1. I saw a lovely comment from I think it was one of your coaches on Facebook this week saying the perfect amateur career. You know, the way that you've built yourself up and kind of the speed you've done it, and kind of just the way that you've climbed the ranks and won belts at amateur level.
Totally.
Talk me through your amateur career.
Just to be honest, it kind of started before I was training for about a month or two, and Dean Riley said to me, he kind of put out like a not a blueprint, but a plan for the next few years. And I said, what does it take to get a professional fight? Because when you're new to the sport, that's a big thing. And he said, really, you want at least 10 fights in MMA and Muay Thai, kickboxing, different sports, and lots of jiu-jitsu competitions.
Yeah.
And I was like, seems a lot of work. And as soon as he said that, he said 10 fights, at least 10 fights in all those sports. And as soon as he said that, and I was like, I'll get 10 wins, and then I'll go professional.
Yeah.
It wasn't as soon as I won my 10th fight, it wasn't like, right, professional now. It just kind of happened that way. But in terms of that was like laid out from day dot, and then you just kept training, and then I just kept getting the fights in. MMA fights, I had 4. Won my first title on my 4th fight. And then I had a kickboxing fight, and then I had another 3 MMA fights.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. And then I had another K1 fight. And after that, I had 3 more MMA fights. So it's just been good, and lots of jiu-jitsu competitions and amongst that. So it's been a busy 4 years.
And I've only been looking at your MMA record. There's only 1 loss on that. Is it 1 loss overall?
Yeah. I've had 2 kickboxing fights, and I won them both by knockout. So.
Wow. The 1 loss was to a guy with just a staggering amount of experience.
Yeah. It was a good fight. Good close fight. It's someone that you're not. It's a fight experience that you're not really ashamed to take a loss off, because in a sense it's like a fight like that's a win-win, because you come away from it learning so much about yourself, and it was a close decision, and he won it fair and square. He was a better man on the night. That's all that matters. But you kind of come away from that fight forgetting about the result and just thinking about the information that came from the fight. And the information that came from the fight was you need to keep getting more experience, and you're on the right path.
Yeah.
So if somebody's got 60 more fights than you,
that was it, wasn't it? He'd had over 60 fights.
Yeah. But they've got that ability they know how to win in that fight environment. They're comfortable there. Not that I'm not comfortable, but experience wins fights sometimes, and that's definitely what happened there.
I think if you've been in 60 fights, you've probably been in like most situations. There's probably not going to be anything that takes you by surprise in there.
Yeah, of course. But it's not the only thing that not the only reason why I lost. I didn't just lose because I had no fights at me. But again, that's what your amateur career should be about. You should be fighting people that are very experienced, because when you go into the professional ranks, you don't want to go and face somebody like that for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, you probably find there's not many people that's had 5, 6, 7 professional fights that's got the experience of that fighter, for instance. So I know if I come across someone in my second or third pro fight and they've got that experience, I'm not going to be taken back by it. It'll just be like another day, another fight.
And you said to me beforehand that like you felt like you gave him almost a little bit too much respect, maybe, and yeah, like mentally you've learned so much from that fight.
Well, yeah, of course. Like, there was a moment in the fight, I dropped him in the first round with a spinning back fist, and then there was a moment in the second round where I was like, this strike is not as good as I thought it was.
Yeah.
And as much as that's like a thing to laugh on, it's such a wrong mentality, because that's where I lost the fight, because I'm thinking, I had him on a pedestal there, and he's not what I thought he was. It should have been like, right, it's not that you're hanging about with him, like, take it to him and believe in yourself a bit more. So that's probably where I went wrong with most in that fight. It was like, oh, you're actually doing well here, as if I didn't expect myself to. But that's good. It's good to experience that. Again, it's good to experience that in your 10th fight rather than your 60th, for example.
And I could tell from the post you put up afterwards as well that you were going to be someone who just like learnt from the experience 100%. It was just a very mature response to it all. And you can really tell the people who are going to take something from a loss and learn and move forward and become a better fighter, and the ones who are going to make excuses for what went wrong.
Of course. So the day after, after you lose, and it's not just, I can't just say this, I've only lost once, so I can't really talk about like as if I'm a legend in the sport that's lost millions of times and taken advice. But honestly, see, like the next day, see, everywhere you go, it's as if everybody's looking down at you, as if everyone knows that you've lost. You feel you've let everyone down. You feel that all that I wanted to do was get my next fight booked. So I had a fight booked within a day, and I wasn't even like, I never even had time to dwell on it. It was like, right, let's get a fight. But then, unfortunately, a week later, I had a really bad knee injury and I tore my MCL. So I was out of training for a couple of months, and that forced me to look deeper into the result, and that actually let me celebrate the fact that I lost. So it's a horrible feeling, but it's a feeling that I'm glad I experienced, because you learn from it.
And how long did it take before you were back training after that injury?
Technically, like 10 days. I was in the gym lifting weights with one. I was like hobbling about.
Oh my god!
One of my, I was doing weights like 3 weeks after it happened, and my leg was buckling. And one of my friends was just looking at me like, why are you in here? And I was like, I can still do something. Like, I can still lift and bench and work my upper body.
Yeah.
But it took me like 10 weeks before I was back to full contact. Right.
Okay. And is that the first serious injury or the only serious injury that you've had in the sport?
Yeah, it was probably. I've had a few other wee minor injuries and like broken ribs and stuff, but that was probably the worst. I felt like, it was horrible.
Touch wood, all healthy from here.
I know. But my knee's probably in a better position now than it was before with the rehab.
The rehab.
Yeah. So
you've got one really muscly knee and the other one.
I just need to damage the other knee and make that as good. Nah, it's definitely, no, both knees are in good condition. So, so far.
So it sounds like you get a really well-rounded kind of martial arts background where you train. I know you train at the Grip House Sister Jiu-Jitsu School as well.
Yeah.
And you were saying on Instagram about competing for the first time as a purple belt at the end of last year, and 3 gold medals and a bronze. Not bad.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. When I was a blue belt, I kind of like I was very active in MMA, so I only competed in jiu-jitsu once as a blue belt, and I think I was a blue belt 2.5, 3 years. So when I got my purple belt, I made sure that I prioritised time to compete in jiu-jitsu, because I train it all the time, and it's one of those sports that you don't need to put a fight cap into. You don't need to cut weight, and you don't take a lot of damage. You could compete in jiu-jitsu every week if you can. So I kept saying that to people, like, yeah, you can compete in jiu-jitsu every week. So like, take your own advice and do it then, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
Three competitions in like 6 weeks or something like that.
Wow. And how often do you train in the gi?
Every day I do jiu-jitsu, so 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week. 4 or 5 days a week.
And do you do no-gi at the same place, or do you do that
Yeah.
at Grip House as part of wrestling?
All my training will be mixed between the Grip House and Inverclyde Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Greenock. So, yeah, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, MMA, everything.
Well, props to you for doing it, because I got my blue belt at the end of last year, and I'm too scared to compete as a blue belt.
No, the thing that always so my very first match in a competition at purple belt, I lost. I got tapped out, and afterwards I was like making excuses, like, you're just a new purple belt. You do MMA. This is just a small part. They do jiu-jitsu, and it was like, stop feeling sorry for yourself. You've been given that belt for a reason. You're at that level, so go and win. In the next 3 divisions I entered, I won. But it's just like, anytime you've got a belt, if you trust the people you're around, then you've got that belt for a reason, and you've got that belt because that's the level you're at. So you should compete.
I shouldn't have said it publicly now, because I'll have to.
But you know what? Now that you said it public, see when you do it, because you'll be able to do it. When you do it, you'll be like, yeah, I done that, and I'm proud of it.
It probably would have given me more confidence if I'd done better as a white belt in the comps, but
that was a different belt. That was in the past. That's not you anymore.
I like it. I'm gonna
It's
go.
not an interview. It's a pep talk now. I'll be interviewing you in a few months for your next competition. Never mind my next fight.
Yeah, I still haven't scored any points. No, it won't be a great interview, I promise. So back to you. Tell me about your degree and like going to university and the job you did when you got your degree, and now being able to train full time as an athlete.
Yeah, so I've got a degree in business with human resource management. I got that from Glasgow Caledonian Uni. And then when I graduated, well, to be honest, like, my last year of uni was like barely at uni. All I would do was be at the gym.
Right.
I took my first fight in my 4th year of uni, and I essentially left my dissertation to the last 3.5 weeks, which I don't advise to anyone. It was probably before the hand-in, before I handed it in, I never slept for a day and a half. It wasn't really a bad idea, because it just showed me how much, like, where my heart was at. But
yeah.
So when I graduated, I had a kind of graduate job in an HR company. And before I graduated, I said to myself, this is the kind of job I want. This is the way I would like it to run, and etc. etc. And see, the dream job that I wanted, that's the job that I got. And I was like, brilliant, I'm on this path to, I'm going to be rich and this, and good job. And like a month into it, it was really beating me up. I didn't like it at all, because it was taking time away from training. My boss wanted me to do overtime, and he was chasing me every night. Can you do this? Can you do that? And I'm not. As soon as I left work, I was straight to the gym, so I wouldn't answer my phone for like 2-3 hours. And he's always asking me, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm like, hey, I'm visiting my gran. I could tell him I'd done a mixed martial arts, because it's a job where you're meeting people all the time, and I knew he would tell me to stop it. So a few months went on, and I just got like more frustrated and less happy. So I handed my notice in and started training full time.
And does it make you happy that you at least explored that, so you know that this really is where your heart was at, and when the two didn't work and you had to pick one, like, you know that this really won out for you?
Yeah, definitely, because for me, like, it's easy to get in the nicest way possible. It's easy to get stuck in, like, yeah, go to uni, get your job, be secure, because that's financial security. You've got a good job, you've got a pension, or you've got a long-term plan. So it's easy to just go, right, I'll get my job, and if I can't make way for training, I'll quit. So, and it's easy to do that. Whereas I done the complete opposite. I didn't even save up money before I quit. I had enough to cover my bills for the first month, and then after that, I was like, I better hope something comes in because I'm going to be a wee bit screwed. But it worked out. So
you're coaching at the gym?
Yeah, I do some coaching at both gyms, like some classes or private training, like PTs and sponsors. I've got really good sponsors that are on board that help with a lot of the expenses that come with fighting.
Yeah, but it must be tough.
Oh yeah, well, it's one of those ones where that you enjoy it so much. Well, I enjoy it so much that every day is like a pleasure, because you remember how hard it could be if you never had everything. So I love every day. So it's hard for me to see anything that's difficult about it.
Yeah.
I took myself out that box, and I would be like, "Why are you doing that? Like, why are you putting all that physical, emotional, mental, like, stress on your body?" But I don't see it like that. I just see it as every day is like a dream that I get to go and train and coach and not have to answer to someone.
Yeah. I just wish that everybody could have the kind of job security and the money and the pension and be doing something they loved every day. It's such a shame that it seems to be mutually exclusive.
I know it. It's one of those ones where, like, it's pretty common. Like, for instance, everyone went back from being off on Monday morning, so everybody's like, "Can't believe I'm going back to work. I hate Mondays. I hate this. I hate my job. I hate that." And that's absolutely fine, of course. But I just couldn't put myself in that mindset. And every Monday morning, I look forward to a class that I'm doing, because I need to take myself away from that negative approach to a day. And I fell into that. I fell into that trap of going out on my lunch breaks and work. I would take my lunch and drive around the corner, so I didn't need to be with the people that I work with, because it just didn't make me happy, and I don't think that for long-term happiness that's no good.
Yeah.
So I think it's also good that I experienced that, so I can reach out to someone and say, I know what you're going through, managing studies, managing jobs. Can't make it to the gym, don't worry about it, life gets in the way, kind of thing.
Yeah. Gosh, it's hard being an adult, isn't it?
Watch this, that's got a job, being like, I hate him, like, Pierre, like, that's I should have said
that. You're just making me think of me going back to my job yesterday.
I know.
Back to the grind. It's just a different kind of grind.
No, of course. But flip that on the other side. I don't have, or at the time, I didn't have any commitments. I had no children or mortgage or anything like that. And luckily, I had, like, my mum behind me saying, like, look, if you're struggling, I'll be there for you. And so I kind of had a safety net, and I'm still in a position where I've got the only thing I'm tied to is the gym.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a very, not lucky, it's a very good position to be in.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I commend you chasing your dreams.
Thank you.
So what is the long-term dream?
The ultimate position, or the highest you can go in MMA, is to be champion in the UFC. So that's the goal. Like, even in terms of general life, the higher you achieve, the higher you aim, the higher you're going to achieve, because the bar's so high. So that's the bar for me. You can't go any higher than that. Higher than that is 2 belts, then 3 belts, then 4. So winning a belt, being the world champ, being able to say I'm the best fighter in the world. What I do, there's nobody in this world that's better than me. That's the goal.
Yeah. And what are the stepping stones, do you think, to get in there for you?
For me, like, I'm just going to, again, we spoke about the start of my amateur career, like, writing, like, a blueprint. Like, this is what you're going to do. Like, this is the game plan kind of thing. Again, I'll just kind of paraphrase Dean Riley's, like, layout for me. It was, you go through the national level, and you go through, like, the European circuit or level, and then you go into the world stage. So it's just stepping stones. You take out everybody in your country, and you go to the British scene. You take out everybody there, and then you take out everybody in Europe, and then you take out everybody in the world, and then you're at the top of the pile, and everybody's chasing you now.
Yeah. So let's talk about the first stepping stone, your fight at Evolution of Combat, your pro debut against, I'm probably going to butcher his name.
You know what? You don't even need to attempt it.
I was going to call him.
His name doesn't matter, does it? It's to be serious. So I hope he doesn't speak English because he's like, who'll be watching this?
Yeah.
But, like, what do you mean it doesn't matter? But
Luan, if it's not said like that, I totally apologise. But he's actually fought a teammate of mine at amateur level, so he's 0-1 as a pro.
Okay.
But he's 3-1 in his amateur career, I believe, and he lost. His only loss was to a guy called Lee Mitchell.
Is that your teammate?
He fights at BKK. So that was all at flyweight. You're bantamweight, so I take it he's coming up to bantamweight. Yeah.
By the looks of it, I don't really look too much into that because he's been. You don't really know when someone goes up a weight division. You don't know if it's because the weight cut's been too tough.
Yeah.
So
he looks big in the photo, doesn't he? Yeah. Is he really short?
He's got a great angle. He's got a good angle, hasn't he? See, he's got that picture everywhere. He's not silly. But to be fair, I personally fought at 57 kilograms, and I fought there once. I would never, as much as the weight cut was good, like the weight cut was brilliant, but I started growing and I started getting bigger. I would never be able to fight at that weight again. So you don't know if he's in the same position. So I don't really look into the weight too much because the reality is we're probably going to weigh the same in the night. I'm not. I don't cut a lot of weight. My weight cut's not that hard, so I'm not looking into it too much. But with that being said, I definitely see after the fight I'll be asking him how he takes his photos because he looks massive.
Maybe it's airbrushed.
Maybe actually Microsoft Paint, something like that.
Something to consider for the next fight poster.
Do you know what? Everybody keeps going, what is your fight a heavyweight? Is this the same? Look how big that guy is. Look, he's massive. I'm like, aye, great, that's exactly what you want to put in my head.
I keep thinking maybe he's 4 foot tall. I need to dig out the footage of him fighting Lee.
He's like 5'2" or something like that. But no, yeah. I'm not looking too much into the weight difference, because again, in the night of the fight, we'll probably be the same, and we're probably the same weight just now. So, and at the end of the day, the fight's at 135. So what he done at 135's, he'll be a different person.
And what about your prediction for the fight?
Prediction. So the difference between amateur and professional is the time. You go from 3-3s to 3-5s.
Yeah.
So you get longer rounds to break someone down, longer rounds to make someone give up, and longer rounds to advance your position and get a finish. So
elbows and knees.
Elbow someone in the dish and knee someone in the face.
Yeah.
And hopefully not get elbowed or knee to the face myself. But I've had 2 fights with knees to the head. In both those fights, I've dropped my opponent with knees to the head. So, I can see a finish happening. If it's not the first round, I see it in the second round. But we'll see if it goes to a decision. I'm not going to be complaining because it's 15 minutes of fighting. That's what you dream of. You don't get a lot of time in a year to fight. And if you break it down, like, if that's my full-time job, it's not a long time to be working in a year.
If only it was just those 15 minutes, rather than everything else that goes into it.
I know, you're right. It's like, I would fight Mayweather for 100 million. I think we all would.
Yeah.
But the preparation that goes into it probably works out about 10 pence an hour when you break it down. But my prediction is late first round or early second round finish.
KO or sub?
Not sure. We'll see what positions lead. What positions come up.
Yeah.
I'll leave that one open. I'm not going to complain with either or.
Yeah. And so we're obviously right at the beginning of 2020. You've got your first fight sorted out. How many more times would you like to fight this year?
I'd like to fight every quarter in the calendar year to keep that to break that up nice and simple. 3-4 times a year is good for me. That's what I'd like by the end of the year. But I know that sometimes things don't go your way, but that's the ideal scenario.
It's good to get one in early as well. Yeah,
of course. So like 2 years ago, I had 4, and the first one was in February. So I see this as being a mirrored year. Last year I only had 2, but like I said, the first fight was the middle of March, and then I tore my MCL, so it wasn't really possible to have a fight when you're on one leg. And then the fight after that was middle of September, and there was no fight opportunities after that. So I would have had 3 in the summer, absolutely. So 3-4 this year, I'll be delighted.
It seems like you've got such a good approach and outlook. I'm sure a lot of that comes from your coaches as well, and just having a good head on your shoulders. But you just seem like you just got the perfect preparation for moving forward in, a really successful pro career, the same way you've done in your amateur career.
Thank you very much. Guy Ramsey, for those that don't know, Guy runs the Grip House, and he said something this morning that stuck with me. Like, a fight is the hardest test you'll ever take in your life. So everybody studies for their exams, everybody puts a lot of effort into tests and exams and stuff.
Apart from you did your dissertation in
I know,
3 weeks.
But but that's not really my exams. That's going to come back and bite me in the face, right? So a fight, you have to, nothing can be 50. You can't put 50% into anything, because what happens if your opponent puts 51? But that wee percent, there's so many everything's minute, so you can't leave anything unturned.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's as Joe Rogan would say, there's dire physical consequences.
Of course, so that's like when I made weight for my last fight, my friends from outside the gym were saying that, what have you done in the last 24 hours? And I was explaining to them, and they said Hugh Jackman went on a 48-hour fast before a photo shoot. And I was like, that's cool. Now imagine fighting someone after that.
Yeah.
Imagine.
He had a few photos taken.
As well as photos and stuff like that. So it's not like, fighting's one of those ones where if you make a bad decision, you could get seriously damaged. Not just for the next day. It's like long-term brain trauma or long-term damage. I'm definitely not going to make my mum feel any better when she watches this by saying that. But it's that. But that I think that should, if you're a real fighter at heart, that should excite you, because you think, well, I'm not having that done to me, and that makes you work harder. So, I think if you're in this game and you are fighting, your head needs to be switched on, and you can't think about anything else. You can't have any outside distractions. It has to be this and nothing else. Personally,
same with the weight cut as well, like not being too much over, not having too much to lose, because you've got to go in there and fight afterwards. You don't want to go in feeling. Of
course, the thing, I feel like my coach, one of my coaches, Ian Gilmartin, said to me that I was out of all the fighters that he's met, I cut weight the most scientific weight. Right. And it's because I've worked with a nutritionist for years, but I don't, again, a man called Derek Patel. Mm-hmm. He runs the club gym in Glasgow. So the way that I diet, for instance, I don't diet to, the weight will come off, of course, but I'm not thinking about the weight. I'm thinking about how can I feel my training. And I don't diet a lot of weight off throughout the weeks in the lead up to the fight, because I'm not trying to deplete my body to the point where 3 weeks to go, I can't train anymore. It's about fueling my training, and then when the training's really dying down, get the weight off. But in terms of the weight cut, it's like if I'm allowed like 200 grams of a certain food, there's no 201. There's no 159. It's like getting that perfect 200 grams. Like,
really?
It's probably a bad problem, but it's that thing when you go into the fight, you're like, I couldn't have done anything else. The way that when you mentioned losing, that was the approach. That was the best I was that night. I couldn't have been any better. I just couldn't have. That night anyway, at that moment in time. And that's the attitude that you try and take into it.
I just really feel like you've got big things ahead of you. Just everything you say together with everything you're doing in the gym. I just think you've just really set yourself up perfectly for success.
Thank you very much. But so have you in your next jiu-jitsu competition.
I'll report back on that. No need to do a full video interview on that one.
Yeah, so that'll be brushed into the carpet.
Thank you for my accountability.
No, that's all right. I'm not letting that one go.
Well, thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you. I wish you all the best with training and the best of skill for the 15th of Feb.
Thank you very much. I was going to bring up the competition again, but I'll let that go. Thank you. I really appreciate the call, and thanks for everybody that tunes in. So, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Oh, see you later. Bye.
Bye.